Hello and welcome to Infinite Journeys. I'm your host, Jeremiah Hostetler. In this first episode, I'd like to give a little explanation of what I want this podcast to be and how it's going to run. That way, you're not confused in the middle of an episode. Just a disclaimer, this episode will be shorter than any normal episode as it is an introduction and not an actual episode. First of all, I'd like to talk about why I created Infinite Journeys and give an explanation to what it's all about. First, what is Infinite Journeys? Infinite Journeys is going to be a podcast about photography and motivation. You may be asking yourself, how can photography and motivation go together in a podcast? Well, you'll just have to discover that for yourself. As for the layout of each episode, the beginning will be about a principle of photography. I may explain how to capture a photo using those principles, but it's going to be mainly explaining what it is. The second part of the podcast is going to be my attempt at tying a lesson to the photography principle. How that's going to happen, even I don't fully know. But I think it's going to be a great experience for all of us. And now, why call it Infinite Journeys? Well, think about this for a second. Every photo is unique. In photos, as in life, everything can be interpreted in a unique way. This is what makes photography so interesting. And that's why I called it Infinite Journeys, because there is an infinite amount of ways you can capture a subject in a photo. Now, what about the second part? Finding a lesson within photographic principles. As I said before, there are an infinite number of ways to capture a subject. I believe there is a lesson in those ways. Granted, a lot of those ways may have the same lesson attached to it, but ultimately those lessons could be explained in an infinite amount of ways. That is what I want Infinite Journeys to be about. Some episodes may only include a lesson or principle by itself, but the point of Infinite Journeys is to give more ways to look at something, to give you more ways of looking at something. In simple terms, it's all about perspective. Thank you for joining me for Infinite Journeys. I'm your host, Jeremiah Hostetler. Have a fantastic day.